Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to the Mental Dojo with yours truly, Dennis Procopio. I'm the owner of Man Up Life Coaching, and in this 30-minute segment, we are going to roll our sleeves up, put on our thinking caps, and grind our way through another uncomfortable male topic. So come on inside, I'll see you in there. We're doing one of these. We're here in the Mental Dojo doing a TMD with your PIMP, Dennis Procopio, the guy who does this. Dennis of Man Up Life Coaching. It is officially the third day of 2021. I'm gonna flip the sand timer. We've got about 30 minutes to talk about something. And I'm going to start this new year off right. We're going to talk about a subject I like to call spare the rod, suffer the child. Now, this is a tricky topic because on one hand, I do not condone or promote physical violence against children. I'm a guy who grew up with heavy-handed parents, to say the least, and somebody who was raised in a pretty scrappy environment, and bad things happened along the way. And so I think that children should be have their innocence protected for as long as they possibly can. That's my real talk. I'm telling it like it is. You know, that's what I have to say at 50 years old. That said, my business is called Man Up, and it's called Man Up for a reason. Because I've been a man down. And when I say down, I mean down. I'm making videos now for my clients. I have a very strong business. I live in San Diego, California, which isn't cheap. I have a great little family. We love each other very much. I have a special needs child, and he's the apple of daddy's eye. He's moderate to severe on the autism spectrum. He has dwarfism. He's a ginger. He's a little sweetheart and pain in the ass all at the same time. That's my son, Bennett. Yeah. As of this recording, he's 10 years old. And he's the apple of my eye. He's also a challenge. For anyone who has been raised in an environment in which you did not see proper parenting modeled for you, particularly proper fathering, you're kind of improvising as you go along. And you're bringing along with you some of the things that you've seen that you now can't unsee. You might know right from wrong and know that there are things that you shouldn't do, but you do them anyway. Because I just couldn't help it. My emotions, or whatever your explanation is. But the reality is that at a certain point, you have to replace the negative behaviors that you've learned with positive behaviors. For the most part. Now, here's where I deviate from a lot of people, at least in this culture, in this society. I'm 50. I was raised on one hand with hippies and on the other hand with gangsters. So in the 70s, I got all the hippie love, but I also got the rough guys on the other side too. And so some of the rougher lessons that I learned about being a man in the street, where these things need to work themselves out according to a certain code. That's what man law is really about. It's about men working things out. And if you're going to survive in the street, and if you're going to survive in jail, and if you're going to survive in life, then you're going to need to thicken your skin. And those lessons can be tough lessons. And a good father or male role model will teach you that. And it's going to hurt your pride. But I do believe, to a certain degree, spare the rod, suffer the child. I have a lot of clients who need to learn to father their inner child properly. Right now, the game they're playing is attack. It's either overt attack by sabotaging themselves with the wrong kind of women, or any kind of woman. If there's just unhealthy relationships with women and they just get sucked into that crap, and then it becomes a major distraction, and then they blame the woman. Dude, Paul Simon wrote a song, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. And some of the suggestions include: hop on a bus, Gus, make a new plan, Stan, drop off the key, Lee, and set yourself free. Right? Just hop on a bus, Gus. No need to discuss much. Right? Like that's the guy's telling you, jet, go. But if you stay, you're not a victim. You made a choice. I'm sober almost 14 years, but I took a rough ride with alcohol. I ended up in jail because of alcohol. I ended up letting all of my anger and hostility and frustration at the world and all that shit, all that angry guy stuff, I ended up letting it out in the streets of New York, man. Wild. Streets of New Orleans. Wild. I did that. I was like Connor out there throwing the thing at the bus, right? The chair at the bus. Like, just no holds barred, just rah. Anger. Pride. Hostility. Right? Because all the violence that happens to you, you pay it forward. Right? And that's a cycle you have to break at a certain point. Especially because try that in jail. Try to have play your little games in jail. Try to play that on the street and see how that works out. No, not going to play it. And you don't get many warnings. One of the life lessons I remember, one of these lessons where I learned, God, I can just think of a million of them. I've had mentors for days. Here, I'll tell you a couple stories. I'm looking at the clock. We've got about this much sand left, lavender sand. I freaking ordered these things, and I specifically said I wanted white sand. Anyway, the lavender sand says I have time to tell you two stories. First story, Brooklyn. That's a guy, Brooklyn, black guy. Voice sounds Real deep voice. Sounds like Billy D. Williams. Hey, what's up, man? Brooklyn. He's down here with the fucking sharks. It's treble. He's in jail. I'm in jail in New York. I'm in my very early 20s. He's, I guess I want to say, in his 30s. Big hands, boxer hands. Tall guy, smart, light skin-ish, in the middle. Played chess. And I enjoyed playing chess with him. And he played like well. So we'd play every day. He and I had in common that we both had the highest the most danger stripes on our little badge. We were both maximum security material. So the dangerous people. So while some of the guys, and we just happen to be in a common area. So while some of the guys are in there for, they're passing through on route to get misdemeanored out of there. Other guys are heading for like life. Brooklyn's gonna, he knows he's not just getting out. And me, I'm relatively new to this, so I might skate, I might not, because I've done this a couple of times now. This has become a thing. Get drunk, get angry, get arrested. And mayhem somewhere in the middle. No. But I'm young and I still have this kind of innocence, that hippie side I was talking to you about. It's funny when you're out there with the sheep, you're this wolf. And then all of a sudden when you're in there with the wolves, you kind of identify more with your sort of lamb heart, right? All of a sudden you want to get in touch with God. Everybody's got a Bible and rosary beads, or a kufi and a Quran, Anyway, Brooklyn and I are playing chess, and I like this guy. I think he's a cool guy, and I think I'm looking up to him like a father figure. And he likes me, and he thinks I'm a cool kid. But he's starting to worry that people think, like, I don't know, like a gay thing, or that I'm just making, like, that he's starting to look soft, like, oh, you have a little buddy. Look, you got a little buddy. He hangs out with you. You got a little pet white boy. So he decides he's going to make a public stunt of teaching me a lesson about manning the fuck up in jail and not being such a, like, because for some reason, even in jail, I was still just like happy, I don't know. I think I was happy in jail because I realized, all right, this is as fucked as you get. Like, I can't get any lower. Like, I didn't used to be able to smoke weed in New York City or in the world because I would get so paranoid. But some guy smuggled weed in a balloon in his ass and shit it out and made me hide it in my cell. All the sheriffs came and shut the place down. And of course, they didn't search my cell too hard because I was a white kid. And they're like, oh, he doesn't have anything. So, right, they made me the mule. They had it in my cell. So anyway, as a reward for doing this, as if I had a choice, right? Like, will you do this? Nah, I think there's another white guy that would rather do that. Like, of course, I have to do it. So anyway, as a reward, I remember this kid, Keith, man, he was crazy too. He was just as crazy. We were both crazy. I remember he always had the denim jacket, hide the freaking crack vials in the seam of the jacket and pop them out like a Pez dispenser, And so he's still wearing the jacket, and I guess he ran out of drugs or whatever. And so his girlfriend kissed him and gave him a little balloon, and he shit it out and cleaned it off and handed it to me to hide in my cell. I had to figure out some way to fucking hide this thing. They shake my cell down. They don't find it. He says, "You got that thing?" I say, "Yeah." I give it to him. And he's like, "My man, like, come on, you're going to be the first one to hit this." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck, here we go. I don't want to, I'm getting peer pressured to smoke whatever the hell kind of weed he has in jail, like in the tombs in Chinatown." And I can't remember the real name of that facility, but it's where the courthouse is for Manhattan. And so we go up on the top tier, and he's got this one stray eye that makes him look just a little crazy. He's got like kind of like a chipped tooth and this one stray eye, but he's a cool kid, like real cool kid. And he and I like each other, like we really do. And I could tell he's a street, like he has a certain sixth sense that same thing I have. He's just out there, like in the young guy, just surviving somehow, just putting it together, making it happen. He has different resources than I do. We have different privileges. I'm a white guy, so I know, I understand. But in here, he's got the privileges. So he says, my man's going to smoke. My man's going to hit this. He's going to be the first one to hit this after me. And so I say, okay. We go up to the top tier. Yo, you got the so everybody's positioned to make sure that the correctional officer doesn't come and mess up the operation. Go up to the top tier. He lights his big, humongous freaking blunt, pulls it like and then hands it to me, and I understand that as a token of respect, I'm supposed to like blow this thing like Rasta style. So I do. And I absolutely do not want to do this. I'm not the sort of person who at the time enjoyed pot. Like, I couldn't even call it PTSD because I was still in the trauma part. So it was like just TSD, trauma stress disorder. I'm surviving somehow. Every minute I'm still alive. I'm like, wow, borrowed time here. And the weed hits. It hits hard. And next thing you know, we're all high as hell. And I have this thing because I used to live in Vegas with my dad, Tony Pro, the fucking gabagool, wise guy in Vegas. So I've learned magic, and I've got like magic, like card decks and stuff. So I'm that guy, kid. I'm that kid. That's one of my lives that happened. But long story short, like Gambit, I know how to throw the cards, and I could like slice them through paper and make them stick in watermelons and shit like that. Like I that's one of my stupid human tricks. Like throw a card and like put it through your neck. So, and I can make it go woo and go up in the air, like, and come back to me and catch it. Like, it's pretty impressive. It can go up into the balcony and come back down. So next thing you know, all of us get out our decks of cards, and we're having because I showed them, I said, watch this. I can throw a card. And they're like, no. Show my man. Look at this. So the next thing you know, we're having a card war, like throwing cards. And the CO is the correctional officer, and the bubble is looking in like, what the fuck are they doing? Are they playing? I did that. Oh, that's a true story. I had us all fucking playing card wars. And it was fun as hell. Turned the jail into a playground for a minute. Brotherly love, real talk. And the weed helped. And I didn't feel, and I wasn't paranoid. I was like, what are they going to do? Fucking arrest me? I'm already literally in jail. These are the bad guys. Like I'm good. I can go sleep solid on that cot. No cop is gonna come and say, "Are you high?" Like no, I'm good. I'm already in jail. I'm good. Got the little metal toilet to prove it. All right. So because I'm this jovial character and I'm young and I bring positive energy into any space that I'm in, my guy Brooklyn sees me and he's like, "Okay, you're just in jail right now. Like when you get further up the road, all this shit is gonna stop." And he was right. And I ended up going further up the road and I realized you better quit screwing around and shut up and just shut up. Just shut up. But so to teach me a lesson, he invited me. He said, "You like games? We're playing Dirty Hearts over here. Come play with us. We need another guy." I said, "All right." Black guys, Puerto Rican guys, Dominican guys, which they're Dominicans tend to be dark. Some Mexicans, but not really because it's East Coast. The occasional Portuguese or Brazilian guy. I'm the only white guy. And these guys are playing Dirty Hearts. They know, and this is Jailhouse Dirty Hearts, and they know the rules. And they say, "You want to play for push-ups or knucks?" And I say push-ups because I like to do push-ups. Knucks is when, however many points you get stuck with in your hand, you put your fist out, and they take the entire deck. And with all of that guerrilla strength, that New York jail street strength that these guys have, they're going to hit your knuckles with the intent of breaking your fucking bones. And everybody's going to laugh about it. And some of them are going to be dirty and they're going to use the edge of the deck to cut your skin open. Just to really, really tear that up. So that as we keep playing, it's going to get gnarlier and gnarlier. The whole time we're playing, I'm loving it. I'm just sitting there. I don't really know how to play, but they're talking to each other. They're talking to each other. Nobody's really talking to me. But I'm just sitting here with these guys playing cards, man. And then I realized these motherfuckers dumped all of their points on me. Everybody was working. The whole thing was a setup. And they dumped an enormous amount of points on me. And that was how many knucks I had to take. And Brooklyn understood that it was his responsibility to make a spectacle of this public execution of my fucking hand. And he did. This dude said, "All right, man, come on. Man up. Put your hand up. Let's go." I said, "All right, Brooklyn, but man, we're cool, right? Don't hit me too." Boom! And he said, "I keep telling you, don't fucking play games in fucking jail." Boom! Now you're gonna listen to me. Stop acting like a fucking kid and act like a fucking man. Boom! And I was like, dude, oh my God. What's funny? I was hurt. No, I'm not even the hand. I mean, there's a point at which whatever part of your body that's getting beaten just becomes numb. So because I know that's there, I'm just like, all right, whatever. But the betrayal, that's what got me. It was the betrayal. Because I was like, I know that's a good guy. I know that's a very nice, loving person. This guy's like on the down low, giving me like chess strategy books to read in my cell to help my game. He's teaching me chess. I know that's a good guy. But he's teaching me a lesson that a good father has to teach his son if that kid's going to survive in the dirty world that's out there, man. Which is, you need to man up, take your lick. Not saying don't be happy. But recognize your surroundings, recognize where you are, figure out what it is that you want and make it happen. And be careful about it. Not terrified, but just strategic. Look where you are. Right? And I remember the feelings that I had. It was different than my actual dad, because my actual dad was just a mean kind of. It's not that he was a mean person. My actual dad's just a whole nother thing, man. But in looking back on my actual dad, my dad was just his own thing. Like, he was just his own thing. But when my actual dad put his hands on me, I was never like, oh, I'm really sad that my dad has hit me. I'm like, of course he's hitting me. He's fucking that guy. That guy hits people, you know? That's what he does. Just watch him. He hits people. But Brooklyn wasn't like an angry little guy. Brooklyn was a chill, big dude. Or big-ish. And he was a really gentle-spirited, like a gentle giant. And I had so much respect for this guy, and I thought, this guy really likes me too and thinks I'm cool. And when he destroyed my hand with those cards, it wasn't the knucks that got me, man. It was what I felt was like a complete disconnect. Like there had been fatherly love, and then it got cut off. And my little needy son came out. And that's embarrassing stuff to talk about, but that's how paternal relationships are formed in life. We do that. You know, sometimes you sidle up to somebody who's got something to teach you. They become your mentor. And it's not like they're daddying you exactly, but they're teaching you how to father your own inner child. I say that in like every one of these things. That's such a good story. I don't even want to mess that one up with the other story. The other story was just I went to this ashram thing in the mountains in the Ozarks by myself, took a Greyhound, responded to some ad or something, and ended up with some would-be guru up in the Ozarks in Leslie, Arkansas. Like in the hills, they still it was a dry county. They were still bootlegging moonshine and all this. It was like freaking real, like, wow, at least at the time. And I went up there thinking I was going to be, I don't know, I was looking for something. I was a seeker, and I was going to some place that was supposed to be this place where you could live and you could meditate. I mean, in retrospect, I think the dude was starting his own cult. And out of respect for him, I won't say his name because I looked him up recently and he passed. But really bright guy, really interesting. If life coaching had been a thing, I think he would have been a life coach. But at a certain point, he realized this kid isn't here to meditate. This kid is here to, he's just trying to find himself. And right now he's a narcissist, and it's all about him. And he told me to my face straight up, look, I don't care about you, like, first of all, you seem like a very judgmental person. And second of all, I don't care about you. Like, your story is your own. I don't care. Like, I'm not interested, frankly. Sorry. I want to meditate. And once again, I thought this guy was going to be my fucking daddy, savior, mentor, magic Merlin, whatever. And he betrayed me. And he drove me all back down the hills in his white beat-up pickup truck and took me back to the Greyhound station. And I went back up to Rhode Island, where I was living at the time, working at a picture frame gallery, building picture frames. Two different stories, both designed to sort of tune into the same idea. Spare the rod, suffer the child. The inner child. A lot of my guys are so busy punishing and abusing themselves that they forget to validate. But some of my guys, even with the validation, are still making excuses for why they can't do the things that they need to be doing. Or in some cases, acting like it's like everything's a joke. Either way, whether you're, yeah, I didn't do my work or whatever, or you're, oh, I just can't, oh, everything goes wrong for me. I'm a victim. Every time I try to do things, I don't know, it works for other people. It just doesn't work for me. Oh my God, for fuck's sake. Like, come on, man. I love you, bro. I love you. But it's not that kind of love. All right? Because that's not love. That's, oh, poor baby. It's some weird enabling behavior. Okay, so if you come to Man Up Life Coaching, here's something you might want to know. You're coming to man up. And even though I teach peace, I teach love, I teach validation, I teach forgiveness, I teach all of these things, here's another really important element of Man Up Life Coaching. I teach man the fuck up. Or just like Brooklyn, I will whoop those knuckles with those cards. I'm not really actually threatening potential clients here. I'm just saying, if you're coming here, it's because you need discipline. Let's be honest. You need somebody who's going to hold you accountable. You need authority. All right? And different guys have different ways of rebelling against authority. Some of them get rah and combative. Others of them just sort of slink back into the bushes and disappear. Make excuses. Here at Man Up Life Coaching, we set goals and we achieve those goals. And those goals are designed to make you better, stronger, faster, happier. Good. Man up. Not man down. We're done with that. So as I sit here on January 3rd, 1:37 a.m. in San Diego, California, reveling in the beautiful life that I have, I also sit here remembering having been homeless. I sit here remembering having been a barfly drunk. I remember having been addicted to coke and women. I remember taking advantage of people. I remember hurting people. I remember being the most disgusting version of myself that I could possibly be, the most arguably unforgivable version of myself that I could be. And if you don't believe me, I could call a few people up and say, hey, tell them how bad I was. I mean, some real piece of shit stuff I've done in my life. I'm not going to lie to you. So if I can forgive myself, then you can forgive yourself. And a part of that process is manning up and recognizing, come on, man, stop making excuses and start making power moves. You've been given the instructions by your coach. Do the work. Do the work. do the work. Yeah. And if you can't, then you got to bounce. But luckily, here at Man Up Life Coaching, most of the guys come through and have good things to say. So I'm out of time. I've been out of time for about probably five minutes or so. So Happy New Year, 2021. Validate, 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 meditate, 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 meditate. Play some chess. Do some, push-ups, burpees, and air squats or some other exercise that keeps you in shape. Eat right. Start using your calendar. If you fall down, get up. You're going to make mistakes. And above all, thicken your skin. Have a sense of humor. Fall down, get up. Fall down, get up. Fall down, get up. You got this. And if your inner bitch comes out, daddy him and tell him, we're not doing that shit. Nope, not going to happen. I love you, but it's time to man the fuck up. All right, that's it. I'll see you on the next one. All right, well, you stuck it out to the bitter end, didn't you? That makes you a trooper, and I think you should probably hit subscribe because, let's face it, if you stuck around, you must like this content. It's for you, isn't it? Also, I like compliments, so if you're enjoying what I'm putting down, like a video. I like likes, All right, thanks for sticking around. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.